Aloha kako. My name is Tom Sheeran and I help our local committee organize World AIDS Day events in Hawaii each year on December 1st. Today we are presenting a series of community videos, music, AIDS quilt displays, and other things we hope you'll find worthwhile. Please look over our World AIDS Day website for links to other resources, including the evening community ceremony you can attend via Zoom. Thank you for joining us. On World AIDS Day, we remember those who we have lost. We support those who struggle with illness, isolation, and poverty. We honor those who help others with treatment, prevention, and care. We renew our commitment to fight against stigma, against discrimination, against inequality, against injustice. And we work together to create healthy and safe communities. Our theme for World AIDS Day this year is resilience, the quality of mental toughness, the ability to bounce back from adversity stronger than before, and to emotionally cope with crisis, to face the challenges in our lives, and to have the strength to be yourself and to help others. Since the earliest days of the AIDS epidemic, the resilience of the HIV community has been tested many times. In the face of stigma and discrimination and government inaction, we came together. We created organizations like Life Foundation, now Hawai'i Health and Harm Reduction Center, to care for the sick and to prevent new HIV infections. We fought for greater action to combat the disease. Scientists and activists worked together to speed up development of treatments and prevention strategies. We have made tremendous progress, but still have a long way to go. We now face a new pandemic, a new test, and our resilience will help us meet this new challenge. On World AIDS Day 2020, I ask you to remember, to hope for a healthy tomorrow, and to work to make it a reality.
So what does resilience mean? Resilience to me is the lesbian, gay, and transgender communities that are probably the only community that could have handled an epidemic like this and bounce back and be strong. Resilience to me are people living with HIV who every day speak their truth and share their story so that other people aren't afraid to get tested. Resilience is getting medications like PrEP or pre-exposure prophylaxis to people that are at risk and want to have empowerment in their sexual lives and be able to reclaim that risk. Resilience is all of us coming together and know we can end HIV. We can get to zero.
As an executive director of HIHAF, I really believe in our theme of resilience this year. Though it's a time of disruption, it's also a time of growth, introspection, and beating the odds stacked up against us as people affected by HIV. Thank you, Dr. McEwen, for your vision that continues to evolve and help others to this very day. And here's to a message of hope to our Hawaii communities, finding our way through the miracles of science and the importance of human connection to live another day. Aloha and mahalo from the land of Mauna Kea.
Gregory House Programs was founded in 1988, so we've been around for a long time, and we've really shown some significant resilience. And this year's World AIDS Day theme for Hawaii is resilience in the time of COVID and the crisis of COVID.
I think we live resilience. We live on the principle that things can get better moment to moment, day to day, week to week. That no matter what we're walking through, no matter what we're feeling, no matter what we're experiencing, that things can always get better. And I'm reminded of that living here. So for that, I'm also profoundly grateful.
As a trans woman of color, resilience on World AIDS Day simply means I'm still gonna do me, no matter what stones are thrown my way, no matter what words. Because as an empowered trans woman, they're nothing but words. Live your life and just live.
Center. And when I think of resiliency, I think of myself being this young gay boy arriving at this place that I am today and seeing and experiencing everything I have over the last years, and still being here, still being around, and being part of the community. Resiliency is all of us making it through one day at a time.
Resiliency means finding the strength in a challenging situation and making a positive change or positive outcome to it.
Thinking of resilience for my trans brothers and sisters, I feel they show that by knowing and understanding their issues, they wake up and keep pushing on, knocking down one by one their problem areas with a smile on their face and a humble enough to say, thank you.
What does resilience mean to me? Being resilient defines my entire life. I'm here today because of my own inner ability to recover from all the trauma, stress, and adversity I've had to face in life. I hurt, process, grow, and become stronger. Every tragedy has become a learning lesson that will help me cope with the next one. Reach out and learn how to build your own resiliency. You are not alone.
What resiliency means to me is not forgetting about our past. Instead, utilizing the lessons we have learned from the trailblazers that have come before us to create a better, brighter, more harmonious future.
Aloha. For me, resiliency means having a sort of toughness about oneself, for things that one loves. Being that today is World AIDS Day, resiliency means being able to be tough amid adversity, and whatever that means, whether it's policy, whether it's funding, whether it's the community's attitude towards whatever it is that we're trying to go for. The mission statement of Life Foundation once upon a time had read along the lines of using the experience of HIV and being able to apply those lessons learned to other areas of public health and concern. And I think in this time of living in a post-COVID world, that it's important to do that, to apply those lessons learned into other areas of public health and concern. Not my words. American writer Stephen Maraboli wrote, life doesn't get any easier or more forgiving, we just become stronger and more resilient. And that's what I'm hoping that we were able to do today. Aloha.
When I say resilience, the word resilience, I think of the people that come here as my patients. They are the ones who are really resilient. I see the challenges that they have. I see a lot of shame, but they still find a way to come out and take care of themselves. And I really learn a lot from them. So that's my thing about resilience, is that my patients are the ones who have all the strength. I'm just here to make sure that I make myself available for them.
Resilience, building trusting relationships in order to be successful within our trans community. We as leaders must have an effective team around us.
That our needs for community and we remains and is essential for creating and maintaining resilience and an impact in all of our lives for the better today.
And I guess what resilience means to me is spending time with friends and family and loved ones to recharge. And I hope that for each and every one of you during World AIDS Day that you get to take time to spend time with those that you love.
For me, resilience during a pandemic is finding ways to reduce harm, like wearing masks, that still allow us to show up for our community.
Resiliency means to us,
fall down 7 times,
stand up 8.
Happy World AIDS Day! The theme this year is resiliency. We honor all those that came before us in the fight against HIV. Aloha!
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we can walk it out and move mountains, and we can walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise will you take the world to its feet and move mountains. We'll bring it to its feet and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up.
For all of you men, all of you women, and all of you children that are infected, my love goes out to you, and for all of your families that have supported you and nurtured you and cared for you, because back in the 80s that didn't happen. People were being discriminated and their families weren't even there for them. So yes, we've come a long ways in 2020, but there's still more work to do.
My name is Timothy Ray Brown. They used to call me the Berlin patient. But I've come to realize that for me, it's not so much about the power of a cure, it's about the power of you. Without you, there will be no cure.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
We are so close to zero that if we make a little bit more of an effort, we may be able to drive HIV new transmission to zero, and also drive deaths due to HIV to zero, and also, eradicate stigma in the population. So together with the Department of Health, when we say our focus is on Hawaii to zero, means zero new infections, zero new deaths, and zero stigma due to HIV.
This is Peter Whitaker of the Harm Reduction Services Branch in the Hawaii Department of Health. And I want to send a warm aloha to everybody on this day, the World AIDS Day that we're celebrating in Hawaii and around the world. I know for many of you, including myself, this has been a really difficult year dealing with COVID-19 and at the same time maintaining services, maintaining sanity, and expressing our aloha and support for people living with HIV. I want to thank everybody involved for the efforts that you've put into this year, and will continue until we're finished with COVID. and afterwards. The work you do is so important for the people in Hawaii living with HIV, and I thank you all, and I wish you the best.